I've always been intrigued by the decision-making process for sports officials. I'm John Slider. I've officiated volleyball, women's lacrosse, and field hockey at the middle school, high school, and club level for several years. What I've discovered is that though all sports are different and have different cultures, so to speak, the decision-making process is the same for all officials in every sport. During play, sports officials are making rapid decisions, call or no call, over the period of a contest. Let's take high school volleyball, for example. I'll have to do a lot of estimating based on experience. Let's assume that in a typical high school volleyball set or game, the winner of the set gets 25 points and the loser 15. That is 40 points total for the set. High school varsity volleyball matches are now being played best 3 out of 5, but let's assume that the typical volleyball match goes just 3 sets. That's a total of 120 points. Let us further assume that each point has 7 touches on the ball: serve, then bump set spike, then bump set violation. That is 840 touches during one match. That is probably a low number, but that will do. We cannot stop there, though. Not only do we need to account for every touch on the ball, but the location of every player on both teams at each touch. 12 players times 840 touches is 10,080 decision points. There are 2 officials with distinct duties that sometimes overlap, but let's split the decisions in half. That's 5,040 decision points per official per match. Are you still with me? Good. Let's move on. For ease of calculation, let's estimate 5,000 decision points per match per official. And that's just between the whistles during play. Assuming that each match lasts 1 hour or 60 minutes, that is 83 1/3 decision points per minute per official per match, or more than 1 decision per second. That's correct. More than 1 decision point per second. In a volleyball match, in the time it takes to count down 10 seconds, a volleyball official makes 13 decisions. That's correct.
What?
More than 1 decision per player per 10 seconds. How does that happen? We have a clue from outside of the realm of sports. During the Korean conflict, American fighter pilots analyzed the decision-making process that gave a pilot the opportunity to succeed, that is, survive a dogfight. They determined that the process involved 4 successive and repeating steps, which they called the OODA, O-O-D-A, loop. The OODA loop is applicable to other decision-making situations, including officiating sports. First, the official observes an action by a player. Second, the official orients herself or himself to the observed behavior. Let me take lacrosse for an example. This orientation in lacrosse would include location on the field, safety, advantage, level of play, and so on. Third, the official makes a decision: foul or no foul, call or no call, and whistle, in lacrosse, held whistle or slow whistle. Then the official acts on the decision. If that were not complex enough, the OODA loop continues to cycle through the game. There's no stopping the loop until the final whistle. And then there are also layers of loops running simultaneously for each player. It benefits the game and the official to run through loops as quickly as possible. 3 things affect the speed with which an official can cycle through a loop and track multiple loops: age, experience, position, and fitness. With age, the thought and reaction process slows. Age as a factor cannot be controlled. Experience and position on the field balance the results of age by giving an official the ability to predict. Experience may be somewhat controlled by the official. Mental and physical exhaustion will slow the cycle. An official can control his or her position on the field and exhaustion. Positioning on the field is immediately controlled by the official and gives her or him the proper place from which to observe play on the field. Exhaustion is controlled through attaining and maintaining an appropriate level of conditioning or fitness. Time for a shameless plug. If you need assistance in conditioning, you may order my book through Amazon.com. I hope you have appreciated this insight into the world of sports officiating. If you have any questions or comments, you may contact me. You may use this video as you wish. Have a great season.